Welcome back, everybody, to the Easton Hoyt Pro-Am here in Minden, Louisiana. We are at the Bossier Civic Center. Next up, Darren Christianberry, we have Senior Known Pro. There is our leaderboard.
Yeah, there's a few names on this list I'm not super familiar with, so I'm looking forward to watching this to see what's going on. We got Vinson Grimm at a 434, Mr. Gillingham, everybody knows Tim, he's at 428, Anthony Smith 424, Randy Morocco at 422, Chuck Durnil at 420. It's 14 points from top to bottom, so it's a little bigger gap, but with the 14 ring in play, who knows? You guys just saw what can happen.
Anything can happen. All right, let's get to Nathan Brooks, who's going to bring out our archers.
All right, for our next event tonight, it's going to be your Senior Known Pro class. Your 5th place qualifier from Jeffersonville, Georgia, shooting for Hoyt, Chuck Durnil. And in 4th place, from Austintown, Ohio, shooting for Matthews, no stranger to this circle, Randy Morocco. And in 3rd place, from Florence, Alabama, shooting for Darton, Anthony Smith. Your 2nd place qualifier for the Senior Known Pro division, from Provo, Utah, standing at 6'6", shooting for Bowtech, Tim Gillingham. And your number 1 qualifier from Bronson, Florida, shooting for PSE and Gold Tip, Mr. Vincent Grimm.
All right, Darren, so that is our field there. Of course, we have Randy Morocco, who won the first 2 ASAs this year. Of course, Tim Gillingham, but then Chuck Durnil, Anthony Smith, and Vincent Grimm, first-timers in our Pro Pressure Point Shoot.
Yeah, that's why I say I recognize the faces, but I don't know a lot about these guys. I don't know their backgrounds or, did they shoot, what classes they shot before, how long they've been in archery. So that's a lot of new information that we'll find out. Maybe we have on their cards here, but it's good to see new faces out there.
For sure.
Yeah, so it's this should be good. It should be really good. Tim's only 4 points behind the lead. I've said before he's a different kind of aggressive, so he's not here for 2nd place. So this should be a fun one to watch. There's a good look at Randy. As they said, he's won the first 2, but he's back in the mix again to try to make it 3 in a row.
And Randy is on a streak that goes back. He won 4 last year and then won the first 2 this year.
Wow.
That was in the Senior Known 50. It wasn't a pro class, but.
Well, he called upper and he hit it. There's a good look at Chuck Durnil from Georgia.
Chuck runs an archery shop.
I can't see Chuck's comb, but position 1, 2, 3, and 4 all shot at uppers. I have yet to figure this upper game out myself personally, so I wonder, because I think it's harder to aim at the upper than it is at the lower for me personally. I'm curious.
That's Vincent Grimm.
I'm going to have to ask that question. Why does everybody prefer the upper, especially in known? I guess if they fall low, maybe that keeps them in the 10
Keeps
ring.
them in the 10.
It's a safety mode, maybe.
Tim certainly knows where they are.
Yeah, so Tim's closed the gap.
440. We're coming around to Anthony Smith here. He is a home builder and does roofing as well.
Okay, there you
and
go.
He actually came up in the unknown game.
Very good.
Shot Open C, B, A, semi-pro, then went to known pro, or excuse me, known 50.
I knew you'd have the lowdown on all that.
There's Randy. Anthony had a 10, by the way.
Randy got a 12, so he moves into a tie for 3rd. I think I said earlier that Tim was only 4 points behind the leader. I made a mistake there. He's actually 6 points behind. Now he's 4 points behind with that 12 that he shot. Good solid 10 there for Chuck.
10 for Chuck
Puts him
Durnil.
to 430.
And look at the scoreboard real quick. Vinson now is a 444.
Yeah, so Chuck runs the archery shop, Full Draw Addiction there in Georgia.
Okay.
Jeffersonville, Georgia.
Randy holds the bonus ring advantage.
Tim's going to the longest target out there. He's shooting a 45-yard black buck. So if he can get a ring there, that's where you pick up a few points, is the really long targets. If you can pick up a bonus ring there, not everybody's going to hit those. So that's where you can actually make a move on the field, is hitting the harder targets.
Yeah. And now there you go. There's our picture-in-picture.
I love this look right here.
Each archer is standing over top of the target that they're shooting at. So we'll see exactly where they're hitting.
All right, Chuck, are you ready?
Do you know what I just noticed, PJ? How many stabilizers
Oh,
does
yeah.
Tim have out front? What happened?
I'm going to talk about that.
Okay.
Because I know.
What happened?
So if we can get a look at Tim's setup there. He told me about it.
Okay.
So usually Tim has 4 stabilizers. 2 sticking out front, 2 out back. Now you're going to only see 1 out front, and it is off to his right.
And he's probably got more weight on that left back bar, as you can see. So he's always tinkering, but he just reduced the cost of that setup by about $300. So if you're interested, it's a lot cheaper now. Tim upper 12
Nailed
smoked
the
it.
12.
Smith
Anthony
for an 8.
Yep, he missed.
Randy just over the 12. So Tim is going to be tied for the lead now.
So what Tim said for that, well, we'll get to take a look at Vinson first here. Vinson works in HVAC, by the way. But there is Chuck.
He went
for the 14.
Not a bad thing to do in the 5th position. So he'll be at 435 now.
Very quickly. For our leader, Vinson and Grimm are currently holding a 4-point lead.
Vinson shooting that 39-yard javelina.
So he's going to go to 452.
High. Everybody's going high, dude.
Yeah, and with Tim, you're going to see Tim's little 012 on this black. And I just said, if he picks up a ring on that longer target, that's big.
Yep.
452. He's tied for the lead.
So he said by removing that 1 stabilizer, it took it from a neutral position and where the bow wandered to now he has to put a little bit of, I'll use the term English, he has to put a little effort into the bow to get it to balance, which holds it steadier.
Gotcha. 442 now for Anthony. With an 8, and now Randy, I believe, got a 10.
10 for Randy.
Yep, 10.
444 for him.
Next target. He gets settled
So
in.
now,
Right now we have a first
2nd place is Randy, or no, there's a 452's tie with Tim and Vinson, and then Randy is 8 points behind them. He's in 3rd right now, so he did move up 1 position already.
Yep, there's our leaderboard. 442. Randy Morocco jumped ahead of Anthony for 3rd. And so we should mention here, Darren, that there are 6 events across the ASA season, Delta McKenzie Tour. These archers are competing for Shooter of the Year. It's the best 5 combined scores, of course. You know, they shoot the first 5, they can drop 1 score, have to shoot the classic. So how they, and this does not factor into that. It's their weekend scores out on the ranges. But Randy Morocco holds a pretty good lead in that with his 2 previous tournaments and coming in top 5 here.
Yeah, a lot of arrows to go. A lot can happen in 3 more events because the weather conditions are a big factor. The settings, the terrain are a big factor. So we're halfway there. Tim Gillingham is on fire.
He is just hitting everything.
He's all business, isn't he?
And after the first day, you'd have thought he lost and missed a couple targets. He was.
Good look at Anthony right there. He went at the 14.
Just missed it.
Yep. There's Chuck.
Got it.
Good shot.
He did not call upper.
That's going to be 12 points for him.
Randy was calling upper.
There's Randy. Did he try to make a move? No, that's got to be. Ooh, that's really close. I think he's got it.
Oh, wow.
He's looking for that upper 12.
Boy, that is so close, Darren.
That's got to be there. That's got to be there, I think.
10. Or 12,
There
excuse
you
me.
go.
Yep, 12 for Randy. So what Scott Parrott has told me before is that when he's up there, there's got to be clear evidence that it is not the higher ring.
Yeah.
He's not going to take points away.
Yeah.
And, you know, folks can argue at home, but that was not clear.
12 points for Chuck. 447.
447.
Yeah, the targets are never perfect. It's a foam. They have to make them in a mold, and then I'm going to say burn those rings in there. I don't know how maybe the rings are molded in there when they make the target, but they just don't come out perfect every time. So there are some blemishes. The paint cracks, chips. You know, that's just the way it is. You know. So sometimes it is hard to make the exact right call, or sometimes there's a discrepancy or a matter of opinion on, oh, I thought it was in, oh, I thought it was out.
Yeah, look at all those bubbles you saw in that one.
12 for Timmy.
And to a clear first place lead by 2 points.
Was that for Tim?
Yeah.
Was I babbling when they mentioned what Vinson got? I guess I was.
Vincent got a 10.
Okay, I was talking away through that. 462 for Vinson, 12 for Tim, 464, so he takes the lead.
And an 8 for Anthony, so
Puts him at-
450.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Okay. This will be the fourth arrow coming up. They just shot the third. And again, same situation. Anybody within 10 points of the leader will get to shoot the sixth and potentially final arrow.
And so there's probably some of that in there with Vincent. You know, this is his first pro pressure point shoot down. Tim has been in umpteens.
Yeah.
Who knows how many.
This is just another walk in the park for Tim. I'm down here doing my bow. These guys are like, oh, crap, I'm shooting in front of everybody. This is on TV. They're probably talking about me out there. You know, whatever's going through their mind. And things go so fast while they're out there, too. So next thing you know, you blink and Tim's hit 4 bonus rings in front of you and taking the lead.
All right, gentlemen, we'll start your 1 minute now.
Randy's got a big stack of weight on the back of that back bar right there.
Yeah, as you mentioned, super strong indoor game does he have. NFA Indoor National Champ, Vegas champ.
Man, oh man.
Didn't even need to do it, but it's the shortest target. He's gonna shoot at that.
When he's in this kind of groove, he is hard to beat. I'll just say that.
So Vincent just shot a center 10 on that hyena. Here's a look at Randy.
Okay, Anthony Smith, currently at 450.
That's the longest target. No, 39 yards, second longest target.
Good shot.
Yep.
I'm sure he called up or he
Anthony
did.
Smith. Oh, that's a 14.
That's 14
Yeah.
points.
There he goes.
Nice. 464
job.
for him now. That'll take the nerves away when you make something like that happen right there.
I think
For Randy Morocco, he's already scored 2 12 rings so far. He did call for the
There he
upper
goes.
12, and he does have the upper 12.
That'd take him to
12 for Randy.
Yeah, it takes him to 468.
468.
2 for 2 on bonus rings. Let's see what Chuck did on this
Yep.
black buck. It looks a little low.
Chuck Durnil, currently at 447 on the black buck.
It's
yeah.
it's a lot low actually. That's going to be 5 points. He's outside that ring there. That's the 8 ring, so he's going to take a 5. 452.
All right, Vincent Grimm has a little ground to make up now. He's currently 2 points behind Tim.
Vincent sent a
10.
10.
472.
It's a solid 10 for Vincent, moves him to 472. And it looks like
Tim's
Here
Tim's
comes
gonna,
Tim.
He's going to take a 6-point lead with this arrow. He's just grinning from ear to ear right now too. Yeah, he's like, I got yins. I'm got yins.
Bingo.
14 points.
That's what he does.
4.
They call him the hammer.
8.
All right. Tim now is at 478 with 22 bonus rings. He's gone 12, 12, 12, 14.
12, 12, 12, 14 for Tim Gillingham, we just heard.
472.
It wouldn't surprise me to see him shoot at the 14 on this pronghorn either.
This is the second closest, 33 yards. That's, I don't want to say a gimme for him. Plus, it's an antelope. He lives in Utah.
If he does shoot at the 14 and he hits it, he will almost be unbeatable because he'll take a 8 or 10 point lead depending on what Vinson does.
Yeah.
So he could almost seal the deal here. If he shoots a 12, he's still like almost unbeatable. I think he's looking at scores now going, what do I do?
Yeah.
There's a good look at Vinson.
There's Vinson.
He's going to step off here in a minute and go, what in the world just happened?
Again, Vincent shot a great round today to battle up into that top position there. It's Anthony Smith, because look at him.
Mm-hmm.
You can see his thumb slowly coming
slowly
to that
getting to that trigger. Boom, add some pressure. He caught upper, and I think he got it. There's a good look at Vinson bearing down on it.
Just left, I think.
I think he'll catch a 10. Randy didn't like that one. Ooh.
All right.
Randy's going to take an 8. So
Here
Tim may have waited to see what everybody else did. So he'll probably shoot it to 12 now.
Yeah.
Since he saw there was a couple of mistakes out there. No, he went after it.
Oh, and he missed it.
Under it.
Wow.
Well,
that's unlikely.
he was trying to seal the deal. I can't be mad at him for that.
You can see him lift his bow at the end, and he knew it was dropping.
Just under it.
Gave it some English.
Tim, 486.
All right, that didn't hurt him too bad.
4 out of 5 rings is pretty good.
Yeah. And the guy right behind him.
Oh, he's going to be just left of that connector. I thought he had that initially, but you can see that connector. He's just left of that point.
Yep.
So I'm guessing that's going to be a 10.
Yep.
It is.
There it is.
474. So he is not within 10 points of Tim. He won't make the final arrow.
Here's Randy. Oh, he gave a little English too. He didn't like that.
Sometimes your bow will move right at the last second, the release will fire, and you know instantly, like, my pin was not where I wanted to hit.
Yep. 476.
Mm-hmm. So he is within 10 points of Tim, so he'll get a shoot at least one more arrow.
Here we come to Chuck. And there's a 14.
Mm-hmm.
14.
Chuck Durnil.
466. He's not within 10 points of Tim.
Vinson Grimm from 472.
Vinson needs a 12 here to put some pressure on Tim. And it may...
Boy. See, for me, Darren, that's a clear look at. There was all those bubbles in that line.
That's a suspect core right there. That's not a normal. That's almost a blim core right there.
Yeah.
So he got a 10, 482.
Yeah.
So Tim will be shooting last with 486. Let's see, who's going to shoot first? Randy Morocco is going to shoot first, 476. The worst he can do is third. Vinson Grimm is going to shoot second. He's 4 points behind Tim, and then Tim will get the last arrow for a chance to win his first tournament this year.
Yeah, we should mention Tim made the switch this year. This is also a new class, senior known pro, and Tim dominated the unknown senior pro last year. He was the shooter of the year. He won, I think, all but one event where he was judging.
And let's note, complained the whole time.
Yes, called it a judging contest.
It's nothing but a yardage judging contest, but Tim shoots good. He gets frustrated because if he can see it, he feels like he can hit it.
Right.
When you throw the aspect of judging in there where you have to guess the distance and it's wrong, you typically don't hit what you're aiming at. That's what he got frustrated about.
Yeah.
So he was just like, this isn't archery. You know, it is archery, just a different kind.
Different kind.
Yeah. Tim's awesome.
He is. And he wanted to support this new class too, so he jumped over and gave away potentially thousands of dollars to do so. Who knows what he would have done if he'd have stayed there, but he came over and now he's preparing to potentially collect his first win.
Yeah, and if you don't follow Tim on social media, you should. If you want to know about arrows and tuning and things, he goes to the extreme. He does a lot of things that normal people or a typical bow hunter probably wouldn't do.
Right.
He does a lot of things that would help a lot of people. So he has really good info. He's an expert when it comes to arrows and tuning and setups. So he puts out a lot of really good information as well.
He does. Yep.
I like to talk to Tim. I have questions at times about, hey, which arrow, which knock, which vein, is 3 fletch better than 4 fletch on this one and why? And he's got an answer for all of it.
He does.
I really, he's a plethora, I guess would be a good name, plethora of information.
Yep.
Encyclopedia.
And will share it with anyone who asks him.
Yeah, he's good about taking time with people, and there's really no secrets anymore with social media platforms and things, YouTube. I mean, there's just so much information out there, but Tim is a good source if you have questions. So if you need his phone number, it's
There's Randy checking the wind there, which there is none for our last chance archery, last chance arrow here. And Scott Parrott has moved them in front of the line, and he did bring out the deer. Or are they shooting another target?
If I was at the casino
Yes.
and they would let me bet a lot of money right now, since Randy's 10 points behind Tim and he can finish no worse than third, I'd say he's going to try to hit that big black spot up there by that 14 or somewhere near that.
Oh!
Pretty good effort.
Got it.
Pretty good effort.
Good shot.
4-9-0.
That's a 14 for Randy.
All right. 4-9-0. So Vincent.
Yeah, so
Vinson.
what that does for Randy is if Vincent is to do something here and shoot at 8, they're tied.
Yeah.
So if Randy has more bonus rings, which I think he does now because of the shoot down, Randy would jump into second. So that's how important each arrow is out here. He shot that 14. If Vincent were to make a mistake and shoot at 8, Randy could slip into second.
Yeah, they came in, Vincent and Randy, with the same number of bonus rings. So the ones Randy shot here have put him in front.
Yep, he 12'd the first one, he 12'd the second one, he 12'd the third one, and got that one. So he's got 4 more rings now.
All right, let me know when you're ready, Vincent.
All right, so you're Vincent. You're in your first shoot down. What are you doing?
I'm protecting second place for one, so I'm not going to shoot at 8. I probably won't shoot at the 14 because, Tim's probably going to match you if you do. So I'm going to probably make sure if I miss in that 10 ring. Second's not what you hope for when you come in with the lead, but you don't want to stand up there and shoot at 8 and give second place away because it's probably a couple $1,000 extra. So protect right here, at least get a 10, and take second place if you need to. That's my thought process right now.
There you go. And he did call upper.
There you go.
Good play, Vincent Grimm.
So 12 points will put him at 494.
Yeah.
So Tim needs a 10.
Yep.
Let's see what that does.
Congrats to Vincent. Your first pro shoot down. Come away with a podium. We don't know where yet. No worse than second. Good for him.
Now, if you're Tim, you set your sight and you aim as dead close to the middle as that 10 ring as you can. You get the 10 and take your win and go home.
Yeah.
He shoots a 5, he's going to leave very
He's a gambler, but he's not this big of a gambler.
Yeah, I'd say he's feeling pretty good about this. He'll probably smoke that 11 ring right in the middle. 486, 10 will put him at 496, and he'll take his first win this year.
Oh,
wow.
Good recovery.
There it is.
And he did call upper.
So he got it.
So
usually when Tim does that little hesitation, when an arrow leaves the bow, it's dead center. He does it repeatedly, has done it tons of times.
you've called that shot several times over the years. As soon as he flinches, you say he's going to hit
he's going to smoke it.
round of applause.
12 points, 498 for Tim.
As we mentioned, Vincent Grimm will take second place. Randy Morocco finishes third. So, I mean, Randy's 3 for 3 on podiums this year. That's
Team interview with Tim, then we'll do the awards.
I'm sure Vinson will, like I said, he's going to sit back and go, what happened? How did I lose that lead? Well, when Tim hits 4 out of 5 and then hits the 6th one, it's hard to keep up with that.
There he is, Tim Gillingham, first win of the year. How does that feel? Oh, you didn't hear me there. Now we're going to turn him on there. There we go, Tim. All right. Hey, take your first win of the year. How does that feel, Tim?
You know, it's been kind of a monkey on my back this year. It's new bow year, and I've been struggling a little bit, and yesterday was rough. First 3 targets of the day was rough, and I really was questioning whether I could even make the shoot-off, let alone win a tournament, and it seems like some of my best shooting has always come when my back's against the wall, and I really need to get it done. And I felt like last night I spent a lot of time shooting, and I was shooting well, but man, that first 3 targets, I felt like I shot pretty good shots, and they didn't hit, and I got an 8, and I'm like burying myself. But I dug my way back out and got in it, and this seemed easy for some reason until that last 10.
You started the shoot down 12, 12, 12, 14.
Yeah, the 14 was kind of the kicker there. I decided, if I can't hit a 14 at 28 yards, I don't deserve to be a senior known pro. So, and I figured if I could do that, that would kind of cinch it. So I could see it in the scope, and then the antelope kind of got in my head, I guess. I was trying to close it out.
I know when you shot the judging classes, Tim, you always said momentum. It was, you were either judging good and it got better, or you were judging bad and it got worse.
Yeah.
And I feel like you had the momentum there. You hit a ring, and with every shot you got more confident. Do you feel like that's, is momentum still a huge factor in your game?
Yeah, it's massive. I mean, after I shot that 8 this morning, I shot 4 12s in a row, made 1 kind of so-so shot, and then I come back with 6 in a row. And so, yeah, I was able to develop some good momentum. And yeah, that did pretty good in the shoot-off. I was pretty tickled. It really came pretty easy, those first 3 or 4 shots, and then I started thinking about it. So
yeah, congrats, man. Big win. Good job.
Congratulations, Tim. Great round.